Hey guys, welcome, and today I'm taking a look at the West Coast Avengers box set. I've always been a huge fan of the Avengers. They're like my favorite superhero team. Everybody says X-Men, I say Avengers. And my favorite runs is the old Roy Thomas run. My second favorite has to be the West Coast Avengers when Iron Man took half the team to the West Coast. And it was a cool idea. It really worked for me. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the series. There was some fun stuff in all the way through the series. And it was really fun to kind of get this as a box set. Now, there are some question marks on this box set. Like, why did you do this? Of course, because like with every box set, they got to have some duds. But before we get to that, of course, the packaging is like we expect on any old West Coast or any old Amazon packaging. Renders on the back, comics on the side, renders on the side, etc., etc. I mean, like always, I usually don't worry about my future garbage, but this is a nice box. I will say that much. I do appreciate the fact that in the front you have the big box from Marvel Comics, like we used to get when I was little. Those are always fun, and they put the renders in the box. So yeah, okay, I give them credit for a little bit of fun design. As a team, they kind of look okay together, but again, there's a few winners and a few not so winning. So to begin with, let's take a look at Iron Man, because I'm going to just be upfront about it. This has to be the biggest dud of the box. And the thing is, he's the lead guy. That really floored me. I know people will always say, oh yeah, the white is more accurate to the comic. Well, yeah, no. I mean, it is and it ain't. I mean, from my recollection, in my time frame, most of the time I see it, it's generally done in silver. I mean, some people are going to argue this with me, but I mean, I find just as many examples in silver as I do with white. So to say it's more comic accurate, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, there's a few times you'll see it that way, but even when it's white, it kind of looks a little silver to me anyway. I thought this was the same figure as the previous one, and obviously it's not, but I can't tell what's different. It all looks the same. So that really confused me. Obviously he's a little taller, and I don't know why. It's still got pins, so yeah, that's a bit of a confusing one. I don't understand that at all. It's not a straight repaint though. That's a surprise to me. But even on the back of the box, it shows silver, and even in the art. I mean, yeah, come on, man. You're making it white. I've always hated this. I hated it when they did it in the Marvel Universe line. I hated when they did it to War Machine, and I don't like it now. Always bugs me. And it's a shame because this is a starter set, and he's the worst one of the bunch. I really can't say more than that. It's just kind of annoying. Especially since it's Iron Man. I love Iron Man. I mean, I'm an Iron Man nut. I'm in all day for a new Iron Man. But this one, it lacks a lot. I mean, the blast effects are the blast effects. What can you say about that? I mean, there's really nothing more you can say about the blast effects. They are what they are. I mean, I hate to say it because there's really not a whole lot to say. I mean, it's been done, and it's been done better. Again, silver would have made this work. Since now I know it's a whole new body. I mean, it's like, or at least it looks like a new body. It looks upscale, but yeah, easily the loser of the set by far. I can't believe Hasbro pulled that one off to make this the loser of all the figures. But they did. Annoying as that is, they did. I mean, I wish they had kind of put this another figure in the slot. I don't know, Wonder Man maybe in his old costume. But I'm sure the executives were like going, oh no, we have to have an Iron Man. But they did give us Tigra. Now, I know a lot of people's argument is that this Tigra is much closer to the comics and that the previous Tigra was closer to Chester Cheetah. You know, it really depends on who was doing the coloring, because if you actually do a little research and go digging into the comics, I mean, she has a lot of looks, and I mean, it kind of goes either way. Sometimes she's more orange, sometimes she's a lot less. Now, as far as the comic series for West Coast Avengers, yeah, this is an accurate color. I do kind of dig the other head that she has, the relaxed head, more than the one that she came with in her retro pack. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same figure. I don't mind having two, really, because I think she looks pretty cool. I think I do prefer the more orange one for whatever reason, except for that head sculpt. That one, the more subdued color does win out. But at the same time, you have options here, so they are spread out far enough apart that you can kind of justify having both of them if you were buying back then. Even still, the retro one's still pretty easy on the secondary market, so there's that too. Again, another good looking figure. I'm not sure if I would have put her in the box set as well. I mean, she's not that hard to find. But at the same time, did give us a slightly better coloration for some people. Now, as for her angry face, it's the exact same face as in the retro one. So there's no change there. And that's good, because that's actually a really good head. Ooh, that sounded bad. But also, she looks cool and ready for action. So, yeah. I mean, I dig it. Julia Carpenter Spider-Woman, pretty good. I do like it. I do like her. They've added double jointed. From what I can tell, it doesn't look like they did much different. I think that head sculpt might be new. I'm going to tell you the truth. My Julia Carpenter Spider-Woman is in storage, and I can't get to her right now. So, I'm going to not do a comparison on this one. But yeah, from what I can see, it looks exactly the same. The one thing I wish they had included was the original one had the side web shooting hand. I like that. Really liked it. I wish they had included it with this one. Now, I've seen some people take the old one and put it with this one, and that does work. But it's got a lot more posability because of the addition of double jointed arms. That's cool. I think this one could have went on the Black Widow body easy. That's one that would fit this character perfectly. I mean, that has a great range of motion. So, Spider-Woman should have a great range of motion, but oh well, they're not going to do that. Now, after seeing the preview of Web, I wonder if they brought out Julia Carpenter just because they knew Madam Web was going to feature her. Don't know. But, Hasbro does try to do that from time to time. She's cool, though. I mean, if you don't have her, definitely, this is a good one to have. I do have the old one, but again, she's in storage. Do I need an upgrade? I don't know. That's a tough one. This is kind of neutral. Again, she only has 2 fists. She is shorted in the accessories department. That's kind of a shame. In a set like this, you think you would get a whole lot more accessories, especially with the reuse. But no, you don't. Next we have possibly one of the stars of this box set, Bobby Morse, aka Mockingbird. Mockingbird, not my favorite character in the world. In fact, when I saw the box set, I fully understood why she was in the box set, because I don't think she'd sell that well on her own. She is legitimately a C-list character. However, if you're a fan of Hawkeye, and you want to have Hawkeye around, you need to have his girlfriend around sometimes. So there we are. The thing is, this should have been an easy figure to do. They've already put 2 women in this pack with double jointed arms. What do they do with Mockingbird? Single joints. I mean, they screw it up right off the bat. Second, they use these damned high heel feet that cause any figure that uses them to not have balance. And yeah, I know she wore high heels in the damn comic, but you know what? Get the engineering of these feet down before you start putting them on characters. They did this to Captain Marvel, and they did this now to Mockingbird. It's annoying to have a figure who can't stand on her own, especially when that figure does not have holes in her feet, or stands. Stands help. They genuinely make it easier to deal with your faux pas. I'm preaching to the choir, I guess. That's a little frustrating because, Mockingbird, again, should have been an easy one. I had the Marvel Universe one. That was a pretty good figure, my recollection is. So I don't understand why they couldn't just give us something good with this version of Mockingbird. At least she can hang around Hawkeye, right? We got that going for us at least, right? So now I got to get to probably this is hurtful. Okay. So Hank Pym's had a sordid past. This was a transition point for him. It was kind of a cool transition point, actually. He dumped all his personas because he had lost his mind as Yellow Jacket and decided to be just Hank. He was just a scientific guy. He wasn't even trying to be a superhero, but he would be a superhero if he needed to be. He didn't call himself a superhero. It was really cool character study, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I was impressed, and I thought it was creative and cool and a good way to go with Hank Pym, because Hank Pym's character had gotten a little convoluted over the years. It was not, he needed to have something different happen to him so that he can move on. Now, this figure is very simple, and I do like its simplicity because I like the simplicity of the character. He's in a jumpsuit. It's real simple jumpsuit design. I know they use this. I think they use this for Tracksuit Mafia too. I might be wrong about that, but I also don't give a shit about Tracksuit Mafia. So there you go. I mean, it was a design that Hank needed to do as a character. And if you like comics, I should caveat that. If you like comic books and superheroes, I think that is a run you need to read. The run where Hank Pym is just Hank Pym in West Coast Avengers. I think it's really well done and really good. And, he goes through a good arc. And, is he still unlikable? Yeah. Yeah, he's unlikable. But he's not unsympathetic at the same time. So that helps. But one of the things I also liked about him was that he would reach into his pocket, and it was like his pockets had everything. He always had a MacGuffin for every situation. Oh, we need to drive out of here? Here's a car. Oh, well, it just so happens I have a big brick wall in my pocket. We can block this passageway. It was really kind of funny. But he had, all of his pockets were full of something. So he would just reach in, which pocket did I put that? Oh yeah, here it is. And just grow it and throw it at somebody. Or throw it and let it grow or something. It's always funny. And he would make small things big things small. Again, he wouldn't do that to himself though. He said that was part of what drove him insane. So he was trying to keep off that. But he could still be useful doing stuff like that. It was just fun. I really wish, they had maybe put a couple of small things that he could hold in his hand. That would have been fun, and it would have been easy accessories to do. Not a major deal. I do feel like he really cheaped out on this one. And you look at that face, I'm telling you, it almost looks like a Steve Rogers face, not a Hank Pym. I don't know where art source they got that from, because that to me does not look like Hank. And he ran around this whole time with no mask either. I mean, he just, normal head just running around. I thought that was cool, but at the same time, this head sculpt, there's something off about it. I mean, I don't know. There's just something very off about it. And I think Hasbro really dropped the ball on this one. The simplicity of the body works, because that's what he was wearing. I mean, this is the kind of outfit he wore. But this does not look like Hank Pym. And they have a whole lot to work with. I mean, it's not like they're really designing his look. They're looking at pictures of him and designing it from the pictures. So that really throws me off. I don't know what to think. So with that, well, you know, and somebody's going to tell me, "Oh, kit bash." I don't kit bash because a lot of reasons. But one of them is I used to, and I got a mess. And then another one is, you know what? I buy an action figure. I shouldn't have to fix the mistakes Hasbro made. You know, I don't pay to do that. So I rather just complain about it and move on. Yeah, no, I'm so toxic. So I have to say, looking at this collectively, it's not a bad set, but it's not a good one. It's kind of like there's bookend duds. It's like the one that you expected to be okay was terrible, and the one you knew was going to be terrible was terrible. So that kind of brings the whole set down as a whole. 3.5 figures is what the price I paid. I think I may have felt like I've gained 2 figures out of this. It's kind of a tough call. You know, at the same time, it's like, well, you did what you did, sir. We'll go with it. So now I got to go with it. At least at this point, I can put together just about any configuration of the Avengers I want without having to worry about it too much, because they all kind of can fit together and be any iteration. Now, some might argue about the Hank Pym part, but, you know, I don't need a 2-foot giant man. I need maybe a 1-foot giant man. Maybe a 15-inch giant man. Yeah, you know, something in that range. That way he can kind of still interact with the other characters. But, with all that said, I can't recommend this set, but I can't not recommend this set. Because I know there's going to be people out there who never got Tigra and Spider-Woman who get this set because they need, you know, they want those figures for their collection. I've been there. I've done that. This was a set I only wanted really 2 figures for. I don't mind the Tigra. I don't mind the upgrade to Spider-Woman, but I don't think she needed to be in this set. And the Iron Man's just bleh. So yeah, I think, you know, if you're on the fence, probably should wait till it goes lower, and eventually it probably will. But at the same time, it may not. That may be the lowest it goes. So think about it. Think about what you're willing to pay if you want it. If you don't want it, don't worry about it. Okay, that'll wrap up Infinite Realms today. Don't forget to like and subscribe.